You're sitting in seat 925 on Germanwings Flight 925. It's March 24th, 2015. You left Barcelona just hours ago, another passenger on another routine flight across Europe. Outside your window, white clouds stretch endlessly toward the horizon. 144 passengers filling the fuselage, 6 crew members working. Destination Dusseldorf. Everything feels perfectly normal, cold. You don't know that pilot Patrick Sondenheimer just stepped out of the cockpit. He left the co-pilot alone. Andreas Lubitz, 27 years old, a man hiding profound depression from his airline. You have no idea this is happening. Nobody does yet. The cabin sits quiet. Flight attendants are stationed far back toward the galley, nowhere near you. You watch clouds drift past. The engine hum is exactly what you know, predictable, repetitive, monotonous. Another hour of flight, kryptonite but he. Your mind was drifting into ordinary thoughts when you heard it. Maybe the sound of a door closing up front. Just that, a door. Routine. No one explained that Lubitz already turned the cockpit door lock. After reinforced security post -9-11, these doors don't open from outside. They're armored, impenetrable. He was alone. The moment Sondenheimer left, Lubitz adjusted something the autopilot to drop the aircraft slowly toward 100 feet of altitude, 512 miles per hour toward ground. But you can't feel it yet. The first few minutes pass normally. You keep staring out the window. The air feels motionless. Clouds drift by. Maybe you dozed off slightly. People around you flip through magazines, sleep, whisper conversations. Life moves at its comfortable rhythm. No one knows that in 10 minutes, all of this ends. After perhaps 3 minutes, maybe less, Sondenheimer knocks on the cockpit door. His knuckles rap against it, chained up in it. He knocks harder, louder. He stands outside listening to silence. Inside, Lubitz doesn't respond. He sits breathing normally, calmly, manipulating the controls. You hear nothing yet. You remain seated. Cabin pressure feels normal. The engine sound hasn't changed. But an invisible, imperceptible sensation has already begun. The aircraft is descending. Not dramatically yet, slowly, like an elevator dropping smoothly through building levels. Sondenheimer begins pounding harder, then pounding with his fist, then pushing the door, throwing his weight against it. He grabs a tool, maybe an axe, and starts hammering the cockpit door. The sound is metallic, repetitive. You might hear it from your seat, but maybe you don't notice. Maybe you're thinking about something else. Maybe you're sleeping. Flight attendants at the back of the cabin start noticing something. The cabin isn't stable anymore. There's a subtle vibration, a sensation that something shifted. Quote one checker, "Watch, the aircraft is descending at a rate it shouldn't be." They exchange glances, concern flickers barely visible. Now you feel it. Subtle at first, that chest pressure from an elevator dropping too fast. You know that sensation. This is it, but longer, more constant. You look back through the window. Clouds that were drifting slowly start moving faster. Or maybe those aren't clouds anymore. Maybe those are mountains. You're starting to understand they're not clouds. The aircraft is descending at 2,700 feet per minute. In 8 minutes, it will drop from 38,000 feet straight into collision. You haven't understood yet, but your body understands. Your body feels when something's profoundly wrong. Your body always knows first. The alarm begins. It screams through the cabin, sharp, relentless sound. Pull up! Pull up! The alarm keeps screaming while the machine obeys its order. Pull up! Pull up! Inside the cockpit, it registers. Outside, it's a command. Sondenheimer pounds the door desperately now. He understands what's happening. You're starting to understand too. Now you know something is catastrophically wrong. People around you wake up. Someone screams. A woman beside you grips the armrest. A man 2 rows ahead jumps up, wanting to do something, wanting to go somewhere, but there's nowhere to go. Flight attendants run. One throws her full weight against the cockpit door. Nothing. Grabs her radio. Nothing. Static. Or rather, it works, but nobody answers on the other side. You look through the window now, with pure terror flooding your eyes. Mountains aren't distant white peaks anymore. Now you see rocks. Now you see detailed trees, slopes. The raw reality that you're descending straight toward it, and descending fast. 8 minutes. Just 8 minutes since Sandenheimer left the cockpit. 8 minutes is nothing. It's less time than brewing coffee. It's less time than taking a shower. It's only 8 minutes since you were just another passenger on just another flight, on just another ordinary day of your ordinary life. Now you're not. You pull out your phone. You want to send a message. You want to call someone. You want to do something that matters. Your hand shakes. You can't type. The aircraft is tilted now. You feel the changing gravity, the way your body shifts sideways. The engine hum is now a constant roar. 5 minutes left. Maybe less if you count by how fast the world below grows. Mountains aren't abstract shapes anymore. They're real. They're close. They're terrifying. You see specific slopes. You see specific peaks. You see specific fields. You see everything with clarity you never wanted. People around you are screaming. You hear screaming, so much screaming. Some sounds like prayers. Some sounds like names of husbands, names of children, names of God. You don't scream. You're frozen, teed. You're still, impossibly still, as if stillness could change anything, as if silence could stop what's happening. The alarm continues. Pull up, pull up. It screams without hope because no one is pulling. No one can pull. The door won't open. Sandenheimer pounds, pounds, pounds now, not with tools, now with desperate fists. You imagine you really don't want to, but you imagine his face, you imagine the desperation. Cute. You imagine the man inside the cabin, seated, breathing calmly, not altering his descent 1 single degree. 3 minutes. The world is now real, immense, unavoidable. You could read the terrain if you wanted. You could count trees if you wanted. You don't want to. The Alps below Massif des Trois Évuxwait beneath you like a predator with its mouth open. No one aboard knows the name of the mountain where they'll die. No one knows it's this exact altitude, this exact terrain, where everything ends in 8 minutes 20 seconds. You think about home. You think about people you love. You think about things you'd do differently if you could go back, if you could refuse this flight. If you could stay in Barcelona 1 more day, if you could be anywhere in the universe except exactly here, exactly now. But you're here, and now is now. 2 minutes. 1 minute. The terrain becomes massive. You can't think anymore. Your entire body is pure adrenaline, pure fear, pure recognition that this is real, this is real, this is real. You want to run, you can't. You want to scream, you scream. Everyone screams. 0 seconds. 9:19 in the morning, local time, March 24th, 2015. The impact is instantaneous, violent beyond anything you could have imagined. The fuselage disintegrates against a French mountain peak. 150 passengers reach their destination. You don't feel the end. Nobody does. Inside the cockpit, one man's breathing continues until the last second. Calm, normal, unchanged, while 150 people die in panic, in terror. In absolute desperation, he breathes. He breathes until the end. His final words will never be spoken. His breathing is the only sound recorded evidence of a man who killed 150 people and breathed calmly while doing it. After March 24th, 2015, no one you loved will be found in one piece. No mother, no father, no child. 150 fragments scattered across a mile of mountainside. This is what remains when an aircraft hits a mountain at 512 miles per hour in terminal descent angle. Investigators will discover later that on that very morning, that same morning, doctor declared him unfit to fly, unfit to work, unfit to be inside an aircraft. But he didn't turn in his medical certificate. He went to work anyway. And the night before, he researched suicide methods on his computer and researched cockpit door security. And then the next morning, he woke up, boarded an aircraft, and turned his own suicide into mass murder. You knew none of this when you woke up that morning in Barcelona. You just wanted to reach Dusseldorf. You just wanted to live your ordinary day, your ordinary life, your ordinary future. You were planning somewhere behind your thoughts. You won't have more mornings. You won't have more ordinary days. You won't have a future. You had 240 minutes of flight ahead when you woke that day. You'll have only 160 seconds when it's over from the moment the cockpit door locked until the mountain ends everything. 8 minutes, 150 people, 150 destinations that will never be reached. 150 lives that stop existing in the same second a man makes a solitary choice behind a locked door. Welcome to Germanwings Flight 925. Welcome to the last day of your life. Welcome to your final 8 minutes. If this video puts you inside those 8 minutes that 150 people couldn't escape, subscribe. We tell the stories no news broadcast stays with long enough. No distance, no filter, just the truth of what it felt like to be there.